Hello folks, this is Will speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is some footage taken from a ranked game that I played. I believe that this was low to medium gold at the time, although most players that were in this game were people that were in diamond in the previous split. And in this game, we're going to be looking at one of the portals that I've been trying to get. If you've been following my channel or watched the live stream, I've been trying to get this portal for ages and ages, Silver Symphony, the augment, or the portal where all of the augments throughout the game are silver in tier instead of being gold or prismatic. All three silver, which is something that you basically never get unless you have this portal. I've been trying to get this, and then finally, I landed it in this game. So this is the Silver Symphony game, and it actually was just a kind of a well-played game that had some interesting features to it. So we're going to call it the Silver Symphony game, and then just kind of watch where this one goes. This game was actually played a little while back. I'm recording this about a week after I actually played it, so the ranked rating is a bit higher than this right now. Still nothing is like super high or anything like that, but I have played a bit more since then and had the opportunity to continue getting in some more games here and there. We are still on the extended winter holiday patch as this game is being recorded. This is the patch that's been around for, pretty much the whole holiday season. I've been on this patch for about a month now, and I've been happy to be on this one because I think the patch is pretty well balanced overall. And I think you can play a lot of different things. Now, of course, whenever we stay on one patch for an extended period of time, people definitely kind of solve the patch, really solve the metagame. And what this one has turned into is a very heavy focus on trying to get to level 8 and then roll for a 4-cost headliner. That has been kind of the big meta trend. That was predictable that was going to happen, largely because the 5-cost headliners, the odds to get them were greatly reduced. It was when the set released, you had 10% odds to get a 5-cost headliner when you were level 9. So the strategy in the metagame was just rush to level 9 and find a 5-cost headliner on level 9. That was then cut in the patch that we're playing on right now from 10% to 2% odds. So it is still possible to get a 5-cost headliner on level 9, but 2% odds is so low that it is not reliable. You cannot rely on hitting it. So instead, people are forcing level 8 as quickly as possible, sometimes with very egregious open fording. By that I mean not even playing units, and just trying to get to level 9, to level 8 as fast as possible, and then finding a 4-cost headliner and playing from there. Also, a lot of people playing 6 Sentinel Frontlines has been pretty popular. Now, Caretaker's Ally, I think I might have taken that if I was playing the game now. That's a pretty interesting one where you get a 2-cost unit on every single level up. So, right now I'm level 4. I could potentially get one of these. I would get a 2-cost unit on level 4, and then again on level 5, and then again on level 6, etc. So it's very easy to 2-star or to 3-star a 2-cost unit, and you can kind of build your team around it. That was not what I did in this game, though. Instead, I opted to take Silver Spoon for 10 XP. I don't think that one's especially bad either. That allowed me to get to level 9 quickly, and then the goal is we're going to try to win streak a bit here off of this level 9 board. Or, level 9? I wish. No, off of this level 5 board. The fact that I'm going to be a level higher than a lot of people in the lobby, and in fact 2 levels higher than some people in the lobby. Again, I don't think that this is an amazing augment, but I think it's not a terrible choice for this point in time. I was able to find a Heartsteel Cassante Chosen too, which is one of the better ones you can get early in the game. Cassante's a very good early game tank, and so now I'm just an Aphelios away from being able to play Heartsteel trait, which would be great to have in this early in the game. There's also a random Tom Kench, so we'll go ahead and play that. I'm hoping to find Aphelios. Aphelios would give me Heartsteel trait and also put in Rapid Fire trait with the Jinx. Jinx, 1-star Jinx with no Punk trait. Not really going to be doing a whole lot, but better than nothing. And now I'm just looking around the lobby, scouting to see what other people have. Looks like a good mixture of different things that people are playing, but my board should be reasonably strong for this point in time in the game. And the hope, of course, is that I'm going to be able to win streak with it, since that's kind of what the purpose of taking Silver Spoon is you're going to try to win streak in the early game. You don't take that as your initial augment if you think that your board is on the weak side. All right, so again, we were talking a bit about some of the meta trends that have emerged. By the way, this is I get to put some more punishing losses on people too, because I have 5 units on the board. But you might notice the other player only took 8 damage. And in past sets, if you had a 5-0 loss on stage 2, you would have taken 11 damage from that. Now you only take 8 damage. And that's because in this set, the designers pulled back some of the early game damage. By the way, here, I'll definitely want to play the Senna over the Kennen. Yeah, that gets rapid fire trait in play, also maintains true damage. No, I don't have true damage trait in play. I could put the Kennen in for true damage trait, but I'm not going to play a Kennen over the Tom Kench that's 2-starred. Anyway, though, but player damage lowered in this set as compared to some of the past sets. And as a result, that means that early game losing is not as punished. So one of the other big metagame trends that's emerged as we've been on this patch for just weeks and weeks at this point is very, very heavy loss streaking in the early game. Particularly as you move further up the ladder, you see more and more people just not even attempting to play boards. Like, they literally will just not even play a single unit and just get max econ, try to lose every single round throughout the entirety of stage 2, and then look to make a board on stage 3. So the open forting has been getting, which is what that's called, open forting. Literally, you're just opening the fort. You're playing no units. It's been getting pretty egregious here as this patch has gone on. And I do think that that's one of the things that I have not enjoyed because it's just a little bit too effective. If you lose all the rounds, you get a lot of econ. You don't lose as much health as you would have lost in past sets. And you have first carousel priority, which is a big deal if there's a spatula on the carousel. So, for instance, this carousel does not have a spatula on it. But getting a spatula is just such a big reward in this set that people are just running it down, not making any attempt to play actual strong boards, and then trying to hit like a spatula. Because if you hit an early spatula, you can use it to make a true damage emblem, which is really, really strong. And then people are just trying to put that on like a Caitlyn or something like that, or an Ezreal in the late game, and yeah, just go from there. All right, in this case, though, I was able to get an Aphelios off the carousel. I was very happy to take that Aphelios because that is going to put Heartsteel trait in. It also lets me move these items from Jinx over to Senna. Senna is a bit of a better item holder than the Jinx. Jinx without Punk trait really does not a lot of damage. Of course, Senna does not have true damage trait in, which would be nice to get for her. But her itemization is not going to be too bad. The Rage Blade is nice. Now I'm looking at this other person who just has like symbols for their name, and I'm like, they're looking pretty strong. I think that person is the strongest board in the lobby at the moment. Blue buff is not a great item for Senna, but their overall board was still pretty good there. All right, so now we're up against this player who is playing Corki, and they have good Corki itemization. Also good items that could be transferred over to an Ezreal later on. So it's going to be up to my Senna versus their Corki, and oof, yep, the Corki being 2-starred looks like that's the difference there. My board was level 5 against their level 4 board, so I kind of thought I would win that round, but nope, apparently not. We're not able to get through the front line of that team, and it took too long to focus down the Corki, so it was a bit unfortunate there. By the way, I also have a Jax headliner here, so honestly, if I were playing this game now, I might seriously think about just moving into Jax, since Jax is quite popular as a headliner. I think one of the videos right before this is the one where I tried to force Jax, but like I have a Jax headliner, and I believe there's another Jax in the store as well. So it would not be bad to move in that direction, although I have made a Rage Blade, which is not a Jax item, and that's not as good. But yeah, isn't there a Jax in the store? Yeah, there's a Jax headliner and another Jax in the store. Being at 4 Jaxes already would be pretty nice. I could just look to play that behind the front line that I've got so far. But anyway, not the path chosen here. Instead, I'm up against another one of the win-streaking players. This person has, a Superfan Kennen, or a Kennen who at least has a Superfan trait in. Their board looks stronger than the one that I just lost to. That said, they don't have a lot of damage on this board. Still, it looks like that Kennen is just too tanky for this stage of the game for me to get through. And yeah, the Dragon's Claw on the Kennen is just regenerating a lot of health. And this early in the game, that health regen's a big, big deal. So end up losing that round as well. I won the first 3 rounds, then lost the next 2. So the good news is I didn't start losing rounds until I had Heartsteel trait in. So the early losses do not give you a lot of hearts for Heartsteel trait, but if I'm going to lose a round, it's better I lose it with Heartsteel trait in than with Heartsteel trait out. I still think overall this is a pretty good stage 2. I'm most of the way to level 6 already, which is, again, not a surprise because I have I took the 10 XP from Silver Spoon at the start of the game. So I should be at around 50 gold after this. I'll be able to go to level 6. I have Heartsteel trait in giving me some econ. And look at this, I got a Misfortune and a Samira. So yeah, those would be nice units to play, but I'm kind of on the rapid fire setup here, not the big shot setup for my backliners. But yeah, also alternatives there. Someone's playing country with Samira, so that's not a great pivot to go into. But yeah, all right, and then look how cheap it is. It's only 8 gold to get to level 6 here, so I'll go ahead and do that. That's going to put the true damage trait in for Senna. She'll do a little extra of her damage as true damage, and also means that her mana cost will be reduced because she has an item on her. Senna's a lot more effective if you have true damage trait in play, so that she deals the true damage, and her mana cost goes from 90 without it to 75 with it, which is a big increase. All right, so I was also able to make Gargoyle Stoneplate. Now, that's not my preferred item to make. Gargoyle Stoneplate's actually a pretty weak item to make in this particular set. It's been very strong in some past sets, but in this one, yeah, Bramble Vest and Dragon's Claw are both much better, so it can be nice sometimes just to like greed and hold out for double Cloak and double Vest, so you can make those better items. But, you know, I kind of thought that it would made the most sense to make that item here. So I'm up against this Yasuo 3-star. And looks like the Yasuo is just a little bit too strong. So another loss. But again, I have Heartsteel trait in. It's not a bad loss. Only 2 units were alive on the other board. Kind of a good thing for me since they only had 4 units total. And it looks like the 2 win-streaking players hit each other. And one of them was able to win against the other one. Next augment, remember all of our augments are going to be silver in this game. I will take Vampirism. Your team gains health, gain additional health and Omnivamp as your team loses health. As your tactician loses health. This is one of the better performing silver augments in the statistical data. It's very generic. You can play it with just about any team composition, and it just has been performing well. I suspect they'll probably nerf it the next time they put out a patch, just because I think it's one of the like top 5 to 10 silver augments, and it can kind of be played in almost any situation. Because we have all silver augments, that means the overall power level of this lobby is going to be noticeably lower than in some of the other games. So you won't be seeing, like, you know, when you play a double or triple prismatic lobby, things just start to get really wacky because there's so much power in the various augments that everybody's getting. Here, it's going to be much more about just like the general boards that everybody's playing. And the augments are going to be not as important as kind of what people are just doing on their standard boards. All right, I'm up against this player who just has question marks. They probably have like Chinese characters or something. And they have a lot of 2-stars on their board, like more than me. Their Ascension kicks in there. They also have a 2-star Senna, whereas I have a 1-star Senna. So this is a reasonably close fight. Do I have enough to win this one? I think I come up just short, but a 1-unit loss with Heartsteel? That's pretty good, especially because I'm on a 3-match losing streak. This is actually like a perfect round for me because I lose almost no health at all, but I'm going to get a better Heartsteel cash out. And then I'm also going to get that extra econ from maintaining loss streak. So I get a Thief's Glove. That's pretty nice just for running Heartsteel here. To get a Thief's Glove this early in the game is pretty darn good. So anyway, I will go ahead and continuing leveling towards 7. I do have a Vex headliner here in the store, but I don't think that that's what I'm looking for. I would like to, again, standard meta for this patch, like to get up to level 8 and then find my headliner on level 8 and figure it out from there. By the way, the Punk player has the most health in the lobby, but that's not because they've been win streaking. It's because they took the plus 30 health from the second augment. They were able to get the Tactician, the little legend that gives you plus 30 health. So anyway, I still have the Heartsteel in. The biggest problem for me is I still just have the 1-star Senna. It doesn't really do enough damage, unfortunately. Also in this fight, the Akali got in the back lines there. Front line is decent, if not amazing. And this is that I talked about some good losses before. That was not a good loss. Multiple units that are nearly dead there, but I didn't manage to finish them off, so it turns into a bad loss. At least I'll get a little bit better carousel priority. Looks like I will get second pick here, so I'll have to figure out what I want to go from there. Biggest issue at the moment is I did make the early Rage Blade that limits somewhat what units I can go into, because the 2 primary 4-cost carries that are attack damage based, Caitlyn and Ezreal, neither one of them really wants Rage Blade. I mean, can you use it on them? Yes. But it's not a good item on either of them, so that's a bit of the issue with them. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab the sword. I'm still thinking that I'd like to play towards some kind of AD composition, but if I could get a tier, this also could be a Spear of Shojin, so that's also, you know, kind of keeping my options open here. The kind of best Rage Blade users for AD are actually at the 3-cost tier, Misfortune and Samira, and I've already seen both of them and have not been playing them. By the way, here I'll just replace the Kennen with Akali, because that's going to be more useful. And we can even put this sword on Akali to activate her bling bonus so that she'll be a little bit more effective in these fights. I'll go ahead and do that. And then I'm only 6 XP off leveling. Do I level here? I go ahead and level because it's so close. There's a good argument to be made that I should just avoid leveling there because I'm on a big loss streak. So like, what do I really care if I win or lose? But when it when it only costs 8 additional gold to level, usually I want to do that. It does increase the shop odds to get 4 cost units, and there's now the 1% chance to get the 5 cost units. So there's some logic to doing that. It turns out that this person is playing Jax. They have the Jax headliner. They have 6 Jaxes so far. Definitely have some pretty good items on Jax too. They have the Bloodthirster and the Titans. Now, the one thing that they need is they need like a Jeweled Gauntlet for additional AP. But they don't have that, but they still beat me anyway. So you can see I went ahead and leveled there, and it didn't help me win that round. I still lost to Jax pretty badly. So I wouldn't say it's been a great Stage 3. I have gotten a lot of Heartsteel stacks from this, but this is more losses than I would have wanted to absorb here. At least being on a 6-match losing streak is getting me some econ. But I'm trying to play this patiently, not rush things here. But I definitely don't like losing this much HP this early in the game. Some good options there, though. I do get another Akali, and I've got a Thresh in my store, so I definitely have some options here. If I can hit the 2-star Akali, then I could probably look to just play around that unit. And I will say that as I lose rounds, it also increases the value of the second augment I took, the Vampirism. As my Tactician loses health, the units on the board gain additional health and additional Omnivamp. Not a lot because it's a silver augment, but still, they do get some additional benefit. Here's a board that's still playing Corki. I think I might be able to beat this one. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I am partially dependent on what items that I'm rolling on Tom Kench's Thief's Glove. I wouldn't say he rolled great items this round. Still, I have a Kali on the board now, so she's doing some additional damage. Really, my biggest issue is this board didn't really do enough damage. The 1-star Senna, not really a great option throughout Stage 2. And it looks like we are going to win this one. It probably would have been better to have another close loss there. Like a 1-unit loss there would have been fantastic. Have a 7-match losing streak carry through to the minion round. But it's all right. I'm not too upset by that, even though it would have been better economically to lose that round and like a close loss. I do need to start winning rounds at some point. Like at some point, I do have to start winning these rounds. I can't keep losing forever. Still, 60 health is not the worst place to be. I've been able to, for someone who lost 6 rounds in a row, 61 health is not that bad, honestly. But as I've said, that's kind of one of my issues is I don't think that losing rounds is punished enough at the moment. I wonder if that's going to be tweaked at some point during this set. But they definitely dialed down the player damage as compared to the last set, set 9 and 9.5. So you can afford to be basically just a little bit greedier in this set. All right, we've got some more items here. Also got an item remover. That's kind of interesting. Oh, what's this? We got a Ziggs in our store. Those 1% odds. That's why it can be good to be level 7. As soon as I see this, I was like, oh, I've got a Rageblade here. Well, guess what? Ziggs is a really good Rageblade user, and I can also make a Death Cap here. I should just put these items on Ziggs and look to play through Ziggs. So as soon as I see that, I'm like, okay, I can play Ziggs. Ziggs was greatly nerfed from the release version. When the release version came out, Ziggs was like super, super overpowered. But now I'm thinking I'm going to play these items on Ziggs. So my next thought is, well, what pairs with Ziggs? And I was like, Twisted Fate. They're both Dazzlers. I could play TF along with Ziggs. And then I can just look to build a tanky frontline. Maybe I can get like a Blitzcrank. That would probably be ideal if I could get like a Blitz to hold these items. I do have good frontliner tank items. Wormogs plus Gargoyles, pretty good. As I said, the Gargoyle's not incredible, but not bad. And that's the direction I think that I want to go in this game. Just because I hit the Ziggs. So you can see I'm going to pick up the Bard because Bard's another Dazzler. I could play Bard alongside the Ziggs. And by the way, Senna, top damage dealer. Still a 1-star unit, but also top damage dealer on my board. All right, I also go ahead and get the Heartsteel cash out. I didn't want to swap out my board until I had the last Heartsteel cash out. Blistering Strikes is good here because I don't have any anti-heal on my board. So do I have enough gold now to go to level 8? I do. We're going to sell the Cassante and start rolling. Let's see, Nico, Guardian, no, I don't think that that's what I want. The Jazz is tempting. By the way, another Alawi here, so I can definitely want to pick that up. And then I'll play that over the whatchamacallit. Jazz Misfortune is worth thinking about. But then I was like, oh, wow, a Senna, or a Sona and another Alawi. That's really nice. And then I get a Sentinel Blitz, and I was like, okay, that's what I'm playing. Let's get Sentinel Blitz in there. So we'll put our real tank items on the Sentinel Blitz. And then I can do this to get to 4 Sentinels. I can put Alawi in. I'll put my Thief's Glove on Alawi. Let's put the actual tank items on Blitz. And that's a pretty solid transition. I wouldn't say that I'm completely done here yet. I still need to work on this. I still need to get those items off the Senna and put them on Ziggs. And then the Sona can potentially come on the board as well. So I'm not quite there yet, but I definitely improved my front line a lot. And a Sentinel Blitz is just a fantastic choice if I'm going to be playing this. Now, I definitely know that I want to go into TF. Have not actually seen a Twisted Fate yet, but I can kind of build the comp around TF and hope that I can find him a little bit later on. By the way, Blitz is just absolutely stalling this fight forever. Blitz with Warmogs and 4 Sentinel trait is going to be pretty good if you don't have a way to shred through that armor and magic resistance. And I don't think that that team did. So yeah, that was pretty good for us here. All right, let's see if we can finish the board. We definitely need to get Senna and Aphelios off the board. There's no point to having these. Gragas in for Bruiser trait, and we definitely want a better Sentinel than Lilia. I have a 2-star Lilia, but we can do better there. Sona, we 100% want the attack speed. We'll put in the Bard because that gets the Dazzler trait in. And then now I need to continue configuring this. I would like to get Echo in if possible. Echo would actually give me Spellweaver trait. So we're going to put our magic damage items on the Ziggs. Rageblade plus Deathcap, very good items for Ziggs. Now if I can get a Shojin for his last item, that would be fantastic. So I'm hoping I can get a tier. I also then have this leftover vest that I can do something with. Probably will go on Blitzcrank. We could see ideal would probably be to make a Bramble Vest for that spot there. And if I could put a Bramble Vest or, I mean, I guess Dragon's Claw would be nice too, but I don't have any cloaks. That seems less likely. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and win that round. And I think that was a pretty well-managed transition. Now I've gone from this Heartsteel board that was playing through Senna and Aphelios in the backline to a Ziggs-based board. Like I said, oh, there's a spatula on this carousel, but now that I've won a couple rounds, I'm actually last pick, so that's a bit disappointing. I'm hoping that the tier will be left over. Not sure that it will be because tiers are relatively popular. By the way, there's still a spatula here. Is someone going to take the spatula? There's also a Yorick here as well. But I think that I need the tier. Wow, there's still a spatula here, so I could have gotten the spatula. But like, what would I make with the spatula? There's nothing I really want. So yeah, the last place person gets the spatula, which is a little bit concerning. They actually have a true damage emblem already. I think that they can make another true damage emblem with that, which is like, oh boy. Well, that's not great, but I don't know what I would have done with the spatula, so I did want to go ahead and make the Spear of Shojin for Ziggs. I do wonder if it was a mistake to let that person have the spatula, though. Anyway, so I'm rolling here. I'm just trying to find a TF. We do hit 2-star Mordekaiser, and now we can get Echo in. So it's going to put Spellweaver trait in. I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm really just looking for TF so I can replace the Bard with TF. But I don't see that. And I don't want to roll too low here. Rolled a bit. So we hit the 2-star Gragas. I believe that I'm going to stop there for the time being. I'm on 2 out of 3 Alawi's, but it's going to be hard to find Alawi here at level 8. Much more likely I can find Alawi if I go up to level 9. This is the person who took that spatula off the carousel. You can see they have an extra carousel and extra spatula in the back there. They've also made true damage Caitlyn, which, as already mentioned, is seen as being one of the best holders of the true damage emblem. So I'm able to beat them pretty well there, but their board definitely looks like it can get stronger as the match goes on. By the way, another Yorick, but like, how do I get Yorick onto this board? Yeah, I may have overrolled a little bit, but I did want to get TF. We managed to find the TF. We don't really need Bard. Now that's going to put Disco trait in play, so we can look to get that. I do want to make sure Sona is near the Ziggs. Here we go. We only have Disco 2, so we're going to have to all crowd up around the Disco ball. I'm going to put Alawi in the back lines. I'm going to leave the tentacles up there because I want the tentacles to get focused first. That way Alawi can bring them back to life. By the way, good tank items on Alawi this round, so that's kind of nice. I definitely would like to win this round because that would carry my win streak all the way through to the minion stage here. I am up against a Jax 3 board, though, so that's concerning. The person who was playing Jax has managed to make Jax 3-star. Come on, Ziggs, can you target the Jax? And come on. Woo, just barely got him. Jax was about to jump in the back lines and kill everything. So yeah, the Blitzcrank hung up long enough for me to get the kill. Ziggs did 7,500 damage. Way to go, Ziggs. Anyway, yeah, so in the release version of this set, Ziggs was like extremely overpowered. He scaled up super rapidly, so people were just rushing to 9, and if you could find the Ziggs headliner on level 9, it was just like almost an auto win the lobby. By the way, this person has another Caitlyn headliner, in addition to the one that has the true damage emblem. They're just playing double Kates, which seems pretty good in this situation. And I was able to win streak all the way through stage 4. So I have been able to go on long streaks in this game, which has definitely been nice for econ purposes. Either lots of wins or lots of losses. All right, now that I have Twisted Fate, I need to try itemizing TF. I also can put a last tank item on the Blitzcrank up front. So we're going to want to do that. I don't want to make another Gargoyle Stone Plate. As I said, it's not really that good of an item in this set. So let's see. Out of the options here, I can go ahead and do this. I'll go ahead and make the Bramble Vest. Could have done Dragon's Cloak, or could have done Dragon's Claw as well. I don't know if that would have been better. And then with the bow, and the sword can go ahead and make Giant Slayer on TF, which is not, not an amazing item on him, but not bad. Certainly not bad. It's one of his better items. And then I just have a leftover cloak. So I put that on, I put that on the Mordekaiser. Might have been better to put that on Echo because it would have activated his bling bonus if I can get another true damage unit on the board here, but we'll see. So I do want to finish itemizing Twisted Fate. Now that Blitz is fully itemized, I'd like to finish itemizing TF, and then we're going to run the Ziggs and the TF as dual carries. We're up against the person who has 3-star Yasuo. Problem with Yasuo is he really starts to fall off as the game goes on, which is what you'd expect that a 1-cost unit should do. Annie currently does not. Annie really doesn't fall off. But Yasuo, who's another 1-cost unit, really does fall off in the late game. It just doesn't output enough damage. He has to kind of go into the role of secondary carry at that point. He can no longer be like your main carry. So I think we're pretty stable here. The 2-star Blitz gives us a lot of front line with 4 Sentinel in. And then, I've got the Alawi, plus the Echo, plus the Mordekaiser. If anything, I need to improve my damage output a bit because my carries in the back are still only 1-star. Now, I just have the 1 Ziggs and I have the 1 TF, so I haven't quite found these units yet, but my hope is just that the front line will stand up there and tank long enough that they can scale up. I do have very good scaling in the fights. The way that Ziggs works is every time he casts his ability, he throws out more bombs afterwards. I'll just go ahead and, we've got a fight here, but I'll just go ahead and read his ability while this fight's going on in the background. Where is he on the cheat sheet, Dazzler? All right, here he is. His ability is throws a bomb at the current target, deals magic damage. It splits into 5 smaller bombs that shred their target for 4 seconds. Each cast increases the number of bombs by 1. So every time he casts, he throws out another bomb. And he has some of his best items here. The Shojin and the Shojin Rageblade, which are 2 of his best items. Deathcap, also a solid item. Although I think if in theory you just wanted to get more casts off. So like if I could replace the Deathcap with like Gnasher's Tooth, that would probably be better, but I'm still pretty happy overall with what he has for his items. Excuse me. Anyway, that round did not go as well. Did end up losing that one. And the lobby is starting to get tighter here. So a lot of people on low HP, so some of these boards are going to get knocked out relatively soon. You can see I did manage to pick up a Kiana, so I could play Kiana for another true damage unit, and that would not be bad at all. I would love it if Kiana could start printing me some items. With no Crowd Diver trait in play, she's not going to be that strong in a game like this, but she's just not really, just kind of a nice extra unit to play on the board here. By the way, that Ezreal is hitting my back lines. Now, we are regenerating some health thanks to having Disco trait in play, but another Ez ult that hits the back line is probably going to kill everything. Whew! Good thing that didn't happen. The TF and the Ziggs were on super low health, and we actually have 3 people get knocked out of the lobby simultaneously. Close round there. -2, -6, -8. Very, very close between these players. All right, now as far as me, I'm going to be the last pick again, so I'm looking for an item that could potentially go on TF. I would like to get him an item there. The Alawi, I think I could have taken that for Alawi 2-star, but nope, that's not available. So I was like, all right, I'm going to keep itemizing my carries. I would like an attack speed item here for TF. There is no attack speed item, so I'll just take the Death Cap. TF is another unit that really wants attack speed more than ability power. Like AP is not bad for him, but you really want more. AP on him. All right, and so now, look at this. I had the item remover. I'm going to item remover the cloak off the Mordekaiser, and I'm going to put it on the Kiana because now Kiana can start printing items. She has to have an item on her to activate her bling bonus. Otherwise, she can't start making you item components. So we went level 9 there. I was also able to get 2-star TF, a very lucky shot that had 2 Twisted Fates in it. I'm very happy with the board I have. If I can just 2-star all my carries, I actually think I'm going to be in very good shape here. So we're really looking for more Ziggs. I really would need Ziggs 2-star. That would help a lot because Ziggs is fully itemized. And then if we could also hit 2-star Alawi, 2-star Kiana, 2-star Sona, Sona has no items, but when she gets her ult off, she gives everybody attack speed. That's a big deal for this board because Ziggs and TF both scale heavily with attack speed. So if I could somehow get her an item as well, that would also be a priority. There's another Sona. So if we could get Sona, now I just need like more Rage Blades and more Shojins. I want like Shojin Rage Blade on Ziggs and on TF and on Sona. So they all want the same items. They all want the extra attack speed. Yeah, a little bit rough a little bit rough there. All right, so there's two teams that are almost out of the lobby. They're both on 7 HP. And then we have these other two boards. We have the Kate with True Damage. Kate with True Damage emblem and 6 True Damage overall. That looks extremely scary. And then the other player is the player who has the Jax board, who we've seen a couple times. They have 3-star Jax. We weren't able to beat them last time. It's just with Jax, you never know quite where he's going to jump. He can always like sometimes jump in the back line and just delete the entire team, or he can get stuck on tank. So in this round, is he going to make it back to the front lines? Oh, man, it looked like we were going to win this round. And woo! Look how close that is. Very, very, very close round. I actually thought I was going to lose there when Jax got in the back lines. Unfortunately, because I have Disco Trait, I have to clump up. And clumping is not good against Jax. Really, Jax wants to jump on the biggest bunch of enemy units and spin on them. So with me being clumped up like this, it's really not great against the Jax board. I probably should reposition, but I hate to give up the additional attack speed and health regeneration that I get by standing next to the disco ball. Still, if I know I'm going to be up against that player, I probably should position so I'm not right next to them. They also are on 8 Luxes, so they're pretty close to Lux 3-star. I maybe should just... Yeah, I think I ended up just holding the Lux because I was like, all right, they're really close to Lux 3-star. Maybe I can just make it harder for them to hit. Okay, so we have another item here. Again, I'm looking for attack speed, but there's really not attack speed here. So out of these various options, I was like, I guess it's a Jeweled Gauntlet for TF. Again, I want more attack speed on him. TF's a very attack speed focused unit, but there's just no options to get that. And the Jeweled Gauntlet's going to be the best out of these options. He's going to have a ton of AP. And there we go, 2-star Alawi. That's going to be really nice. Look at the items she rolled this round. She rolled Steadfast Heart plus Bramble Vest. I was like, oh my god, okay. Pretty happy with that. So this is about as good of a setup as I could hope for this board. But this person has the Kate. This is a Caitlyn with 6 true damage, and then the true damage emblem. So look at my front line. My front line is just like, wait, what? Wait, what? What happened to my front line? Everything just dies like instantly. And that's because Caitlyn's doing an incredible amount of true damage. My board is based on Sentinels. Sentinels get lots of armor and MR, but like look at the Akali and the Caitlyn. They did like 50% of their damage is true damage. So they just absolutely shred right through my front line because they deal true damage. It doesn't matter if they deal it doesn't matter if they how many resistances I have. They're just dealing true damage. Anyway, I know I'm going to be up against the Jax player, so I'm going to try to declump a little bit. In particular, I don't want Ziggs and TF next to each other because if they're next to each other, then Jax can spin and hit both of them, which I don't want. So I'm going to, again, try to split up here. Alawi has much worse items this round than she did last round. Wouldn't have minded that being the other way around. But anyway, and it is a ghost round, so that's nice. We know ghost rounds are buggy. It is going to be down to just the 3 of us here in the lobby. Oh, and by the way, this person hit 3-star Lux, so there was no reason to hold the Lux anymore. Lux is pointing at Ziggs in the back line, but at least Ziggs is far away from Jax. So I need TF and Ziggs to focus on that Jax. We need to get them up. There goes TF. He just died instantly in one cast. It's like, Ziggs, are you on this, Ziggs? Can you finish off the Jax? Oh, just barely. They're going to get knocked down to 2 HP. The problem is this player who has the true damage board is just looking way too strong at this point. And it's like, wait a minute, wait. Is that Akali 3? That's an Akali 3-star. That's an Akali 3 with 6 true damage and an 8-bit emblem as well. Now, it's only 2 8-bit, not 4 8-bit trait over there. But that's still going to give the Akali, what? Some insane amount of additional damage? Yeah, I don't think I'm beating that. I'm going to go ahead and put the tentacles in the back lines because Akali typically focuses the corners of the board first with the way that she dashes. It's more common with when she is a KDA Akali than when she's a true damage Akali, but she does still tend to focus the corners of the board first. Yeah, you can see she dashed over there to the Alawi tentacle, but like you can see my team just is melting. It's like they're literally not even there. Akali did 14,000 damage. It wasn't close. So now I'm going to get knocked down to 16 HP. And it really is now a race for second because neither one of us can beat this board. This true damage board is completely out of control. And you can say, well, maybe you should have taken that spatula item. But no, I actually didn't need to take... They already had the true damage emblem. The second spatula that they took off Carousel, they just used for an 8-bit emblem. So the damage had already been done. They already had the true damage emblem. Denying them that spatula would not have prevented it. All right, I go ahead and take the glove, even though the glove doesn't do that much for me because I need Ziggs 2-star, and that was a Ziggs. Hitting Ziggs is super critical. If I can hit Ziggs, I can probably do this. So this is probably the most important round of the game here. I will go ahead and make a quick Silver Sash on Kiana. Let's move the tentacles back up to the front line. I would not mind it if Jax got stuck on the tentacles. And make sure that my units are split up. I do have 2-star Sona, so that's really nice. And I want to make sure that TF and Ziggs are on the opposite sides. So this is really the round that's going to determine who gets first and who gets second here. Really wish I had Ziggs 2-star. Unfortunately, I don't have that. But we have to take out the Jax, and we have to take out the Lux here. Who is Lux going to be focused at? She's focused at the Ziggs. Hopefully Ziggs can survive. He gets off a nice cast there. Can he get off a second cast to keep hitting the entire enemy team? TF is still alive. Ziggs is still alive. Frontline is melting, but oh! Woo! My frontline was just about to die. Wow, that was super close. And then I actually do end up hitting 2-star Ziggs, but it doesn't really matter at this point. This would have been a much more comfortable end of game if I had hit the Ziggs sooner. So I'm just going to type GG, nicely done, Akali. And wait a minute. They have a 3-star Kate as well. What? They have 3-star Kate and 3-star Akali. So that's 6 true damage Akali with an 8-bit emblem. And 6 true damage Caitlyn. Both of them 3-starred. I have no idea how they hit all of this. This is completely crazy. Kate and Akali tend to be very highly contested units. Like, you just don't see people 3-starring these units because they're so heavily contested. But somehow this guy hit 3-star both of them. I really don't know how that happened, but when something like that takes place, all you can do is just tip your cap and say, GG, well done, because there's nothing you can do. Sometimes someone high rolls just way too much, and the best you can do is just try to take your second and get the heck out of the game. But I'm really happy with the board that I built. This was a board that was easily strong enough to win most lobbies. Like I said, I had the Ziggs 2-star, I had the Alawi 2-star, I had the Sona 2-star. I think that my frontline was really good against anything that wasn't a 6 true damage with 3-star units. And I think that by the end of the game, I had really put something nice together. But can't beat Kate 3-star, can't beat Akali 3-star. So just like I said, tip your cap and say GG. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, take care, folks. I'll see you again soon.